Antimicrobial resistance, AMR, is an urgent global health threat. There is a need to engage stakeholders at all levels to tackle this complex challenge, but one overlooked stakeholder group is children and youth. For that reason, to celebrate this year's World Antimicrobial Awareness Week and support Nigeria's efforts to reduce the burden of antimicrobial resistance (AMR) in Nigeria, Ducit Blue Foundation, DRASA Health Trust, and WHO Nigeria partnered to find out what antimicrobial resistance means to secondary students across Nigeria and what they believe can be done to prevent it. The goal was to provide a forum for youths to be educated on the global threat of antimicrobial resistance, express their creativity, and become young AMR ambassadors.
Antimicrobial resistance is when bacteria and fungi develop the ability to defeat drugs designed to kill them. Causes of antimicrobial resistance: number 1, self-medication; number 2, incomplete drugs; number 3, poor hygiene and sanitation.
As you can see, this is a patient in the hospital who was given treatment but did not complete his dose. And as you can see here, these are agricultural animals that were given antibiotics and was bought the next day. Then the person that ate them, it was overdosed. The antibiotics in his body were overdosed. Then these are the drugs, and these are the bacteria fighting against the drugs. Then there are some ways to bombard the spread of antimicrobial resistance. Number 1, we should wash our hands regularly with soap and running water. Number 2, we should take vaccination regularly. Number 3, we need qualified doctors. And the last here is zip up to prevent sexually transmitted disease.
Here in the diagram, we see that this woman by herself overdoses on antibiotics, giving the bacteria the ability to adapt and develop resistance against the medicine. There are different ways I as an individual can combat AMR. But I will follow my doctor's advice when taking antibiotics. I will not demand antibiotics from my doctor. I will avoid sharing somebody else's prescription or their antibiotics. I will try to improve awareness and understanding of AMR communication, education, and training. I will practice frequent hand hygiene, especially before eating and taking medicine and after going to the toilet. I will not stop my medication just because I'm feeling better. I will ensure my vaccination is up to date. I will regulate proper use and disposal of quality medicine. I will avoid buying drugs over the counter. Stay healthy.
AMR, antimicrobial resistance, is a major challenge to global health, which occurs when the microorganism in our body resists the influence of drugs and agents that act against them. Just like the illustration of this diagram, the microorganism here is resisting the function of the drug. How to tackle antimicrobial resistance? It is crucial to educate the public on how to prevent AMR by environmental sanitation and proper hygiene. Educate the societies on the dangers behind the misuse and overuse of antimicrobials, as well as promotion of new and rapid diagnostic by the education of more health practitioners. In summary, AMR can be best tackled by public awareness exercise globally.
In stage 1, the germ is not used to the attack of the antibiotics. Therefore, the germ is weak and the drug used at that particular time would work. In stage 2, due to the overuse of the drug, the germ is more used to the attacks. In stage 3, the germ becomes stronger and stronger and ready to fight back. In stage 4, the germ strikes, knowing every single move of the antibiotics, while the antibiotics are on the defense. And finally, in stage 5, the human becomes weaker and goes to the hospital more frequently.
This diagram illustrates how antimicrobial resistance occur along the food chain. Antibiotics are given to animal-producing food. Drug resistance in bacteria develop in the body, and that can spread to the environment and to the food we eat. That can be transferred to people by eating. Infections from drug-resistant bacteria can be more severe and difficult to treat than those from drug-susceptible bacteria.
As you can see on the board, we can see a patient who went to see the doctor. The doctor gave him antibiotics to take for 2 weeks. He just take it for only 1 week. Instead of the bacteria to die, instead the thing came back in full force. It's fighting the antibiotics. The more the boy takes, the more the resistance becomes stronger. Also, you can see the boy on the sick bed. Here you can see the chicken. The farmer gave it antibiotic and took it to the market to sell. So we bought the chicken and kill it and eat. So the antibiotic, let me say we are taking antibiotic now. So two type of this mix in our body, the thing can cause antibiotic resistance.
This is Monsha. She's having bacterial infection, pneumonia to be precise. And this is Goodness. She's having fungal infection, vaginal yeast infection. So Monsha went to chemist and bought antifungal for bacterial infection, and Goodness went to chemist and bought antibiotic for fungal infection. So by the time she started using the drug, she was using the wrong drug for the wrong infection. So infection becomes resistance, and this is what we call antimicrobial resistance, when you're using the wrong drug for the wrong infection.
In my drawing, I laid emphasis on the disinfectants made from natural ingredients like garlic to fend off viruses, bacteria, and microorganisms in our environment, food, water, and surfaces. It is a known fact that on every surface there are more than 8.5 million microorganisms. In my concept, I think that to take care of my surrounding and myself, I should disinfect my surfaces and equipment from microorganisms, bacteria, and other deadly microorganisms that affect the human body.
First of all, prevention is better than cure. We should engage in proper health hygiene and environmental sanitation to help tackle antimicrobial resistance by washing our hands and cleaning our environment. Also, there should be research and development of new drugs, vaccines, and other alternatives to help tackle antimicrobial resistance. Moreover, many people believe in the use of chemicals and drugs to tackle antimicrobial resistance. But I believe that the constant intake of vitamins in the form of vitamin C and D, from fruit and vegetables on a daily basis, can help tackle antimicrobial resistance by boosting our immunity. And finally, there should be investment in human capital in the form of doctors and scientists to help improve the number of people battling antimicrobial resistance. So I believe that all these procedures are followed regularly can help tackle antimicrobial resistance. Stay safe.